Welcome back, guys, to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the room, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. I love it when I come into the room and I see you guys already having a full-on conversation about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County. This is our weekly recap, guys. We are live on multiple platforms. We are live on TikTok. TikTok, be sure to keep tapping your screens. Or if you'd like to see some of the things that I'm pulling up on live, head on over to one of our other platforms, Kempire Daily on YouTube, or you can also watch us from Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We are also live on Twitch and Twitter, at TheKempire on Twitch and at Kempire Daily on Twitter. Guys, be sure to follow us on those platforms, because you never know what exclusive content we will be bringing to those platforms. Shout out to our friends over at TV Deets for this image. I love it when the Instagram or the Twitter creatives, I like to call them creatives because they are creating really great content and creating great images like this one. So shout out to them, taking something that Bravo did and doing a better job. So shout out to our friends over at TV Deets for this amazing image. And here we are. Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm your boy, TheKempire, guys. If you're not following me on my social media, everything is at TheKempire. And be sure to subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio. A new episode will be coming out this week. We will also be live later today to recap the latest episode of Married at First Sight. Married at First Sight, Boston. I already started watching the episode, but I got to get through it. It's a 2-hour first episode. So I'm giving you a heads up. We will be live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern to recap Married at First Sight. And we will be recapping, of course, The Real Housewives of Miami as well. I'll keep you posted on the time for that. More than likely, it will be tonight as opposed to tomorrow. I think more than likely we'll start doing Miami on Friday afternoons like we do OC. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you all being here. Shout out to all of our new subscribers who are already at 71,000 subscribers. Guys, be sure to check out some of the things you missed. TikTok, you get an under a minute recaps on certain things. But if you want to see a longer form, the fuller story, Kempire Daily is where you're able to get those fuller stories. And shout out to you guys that are a part of, that have been a part of the family, the community from the beginning. But we have grown so much in the last year. And I just realized that we hit 16.6 million views on Kempire Daily alone in just 2021. In total of the channel, we had over 17.7 million views. So thank you to all of you. Even if you're not subscribed, we have people that just watch the videos, and I appreciate that as well. But subscribe so you don't miss out when we have special lives, when we decide to go live at the last minute. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Guys, in the chat, just do me a favor. Drop your elephants and your crowns. Let me know where you're watching from. I love that you guys already are. London, UK is watching on Facebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Don't forget you can watch there as well. Hey, Barbie. Barbie says, new to the channel. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make it make sense. Says, I lose brain cells every time Noella speaks. How dare you? How dare you? Amsterdam's in the building. I can't, if you follow me on my podcast or you follow me here, and I was broadcasting live from Amsterdam, it was a challenging time because of COVID, but I'm already missing Amsterdam. That's how much I love Amsterdam. I'm already missing Amsterdam. I will be back, I think maybe during the summer. Maybe during the summer I'll go back, but I'll do like a full trip. I'll go to Paris. I'll go to other nearby, maybe I'll go to London. I haven't been to London. What's that about? I've been everywhere and around the world and never been to London. All right. Okay, let me see what you guys said. Brooklyn's in the house. What's going on? Boston, Massachusetts. Guys, again, don't forget, we will be going live later today at 5:30 p.m. Eastern to recap Married at First Sight, Boston. Letitia says, aren't they protesting in Amsterdam? Well, according to my friend who lives there, said they've been protesting since the pandemic started. Marietta, Georgia's in the building. Shout out to Georgia. Guys, don't forget, I posted a video, a tour of Portia Williams' new home with Simon Gobadia, and I shared my thoughts. I shared some of my thoughts and some photos from their new Georgia, almost $7 million mansion. So be sure to check that out if you haven't already. And I also shared with you a new story about Khloe Kardashian, and she's getting a lot of backlash. But you're not here for that. You're here for the Real Housewives of Orange County recap, right? All right. Florida's in the building. California's in the building. DC, the DMV. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in regards to the DMV, but let's get into this. So at the top of this episode, it is the battling between Heather and Shannon. Shannon apologizes again to Heather. And I don't blame Heather for being upset, because the rumor that Shannon was bringing to the ladies, even though she told the ladies not to tell or say anything, then why bring it up at all? Why bring it up at all? But I feel for Shannon in this moment, because I feel now Heather's just digging the knife in. She's just digging it in. And she's just like, don't you ever come for my family again. That's not a threat. It's a promise. Okay. All right. Look, it's snowing in California, y'all. Shout out to Erica Jane. I'm sick of Erica Jane. I know there have been quite a few stories about Erica Jane in the last couple of weeks, and I'm just like, nope, not interested. I have other things to talk about. Maybe when the new season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills starts, we'll talk about Erica Jane a little bit more, but I'm a little over her. At this point. Thank you so much, Ebony. Yeah, we hit 71,000. We were just celebrating 70,000. We are already at 71,000 subscribers. The road to 100,000 is right around the corner. You never know. It could happen this week. You never know. You got to dwell in possibility, people. Dwell in possibility. That's how you make things happen in your life, come to your actual reality. Speaking of reality, Shannon doesn't have any reality. I can appreciate Shannon's quirkiness on the show, but what I can't appreciate is the complete she's not grounded in reality all the time. But I also feel like Heather took advantage of that moment. She's like, well, I think you should apologize to my husband as well. And I thought maybe at a later date, she goes to grab Dr. Terry, who I thought to myself last night as I was watching the show in the dark. I said, if he was to come down an alley in the dark, I would be very frightened. Anyone else? Wouldn't this man scare you in the dark? Shout out to Dr. Terry, but I just had that random thought. You know, I'd love to share my random thoughts with you guys. But if this man, Dr. Terry, was coming down in the dark, I might run. He's a little quirky. I mean, Heather and Dr. Terry are quirky. I can appreciate the quirkiness. They're on reality TV. That's what we like in our reality TV stars. With that being said, though, Shannon is forced to apologize to Dr. Terry. And then, of course, we have another Shannon moment. She's like, there's like a fly behind you. There's a fly behind you. And he's just like, huh? At the end of the day, she was saying things that could damage his business. And I don't think that's okay at all. In all reality, that is his business. That's how he's able to take care of his kids, be able to have the home that he has. Sidebar, when we get to see her in the home and going around the home, I'm not that impressed. Can we talk? I didn't love the bathroom. The bathroom just seems big for no reason, but that's people's personal taste. And some people don't like Heather Dubrow's home. When we got the first look, I was like, yes, this is a nice home. But when you sort of see it in reality, it's like, it's okay. It's still a big, beautiful home, but it also lacks a soul. Is that representative of the couple? No. Who knows? I have to give it to Heather, though, because despite all the shady things that Noella is saying about her, she's still being very nice to Noella because she knows Noella's going through things. And I can appreciate that side of her as well, because she could easily be nasty and hateful to Noella. You said I was a fake ass bitch. She could easily be nasty to her, but she's still being very sensitive to her. But before we even get to that, we're still at this party. I love Emily and Gina. I know a lot of you don't, because you've been watching the show for years, and Emily and Gina have had moments where you're like, I can't stand them. But as someone just watching them in this season, I like what they bring to the show. They add that light energy, that fun, that funny, especially Emily and Gina. And I like them together. But they're doing this, Emily's husband passed the bar, so they're doing a whole celebration. Of course, there's drama happening amongst the ladies there. And Heather and Shannon have their own conversation. They seem to have made peace, kind of. Poor Shannon goes to her boyfriend, which I can appreciate. Shannon has been through some things. The fact that she has a supportive husband saying that, partner, they're not married yet, right? Tavares says Shannon, Gina's too poor for the show. Come on, we need that. Remember Bethany when she started on New York? She was not rich. She was not rich. I mean, yeah, Gina's been on the show for a little bit now. She should have been rich by now. But I like it. I like the fact that she is so enamored by Heather and wants to be in everything that Heather does. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate it. I don't care what anyone says. But that's the great thing about our channel. You can have a different opinion and we can still love each other. Right? Right? Oh, okay. Let me take a sip, y'all. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of, I was about to say Salt Lake City. No, we're not talking about that. Sidebar. There's going to be a lot of sidebars. If you're new to the channel, we do a lot of sidebars. Sidebar. I heard that Portia's Family of Lies surpassed Salt Lake City's ratings. That's because you guys are, first of all, we have to remember the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the leading factor for the reason why Portia's getting the ratings that she's getting. If you have Real Housewives of Atlanta in your DVR, it's automatically recording Portia's Family of Lies. So we have to keep that in mind. Salt Lake City, to me, is far better than Portia's Family of Lies. Far better. We're getting so much from this new city in their second season. But yes, that's the big news this week, that they've surpassed Salt Lake City's ratings. Whatever. Let's see how she does without the RHOA ahead of her. Just saying. TikTok, if you are just joining us, we are talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. Be sure to tap your screen, share the live. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like the video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics, not just reality TV recaps or reality TV news. You're getting everything in pop culture. So be sure to check out everything that you've missed so far. But let's get back into this Real Housewives of Orange County recap, because there is a big fight between Dr. Jen and Noella. So Noella, this entire episode is named after Noella. Okay. I like Noella. I like her for the show. You know, when I say I like someone, it's not like I want to be their friend. I don't know if I could be friends with Noella. There's something hidden about Noella. And I've been saying this before she was even on the show. I've heard things. You probably have seen all the news reports about Noella, you know, between her and her husband. Yes, she was on Watch What Happens Live. She says, you know, she's able to talk freely now because her husband refused to sign their divorce settlement. Mind you, they have only been married for less than a year. Okay, they got married during the pandemic last summer. Okay, so maybe they were married. Yeah, they were married less than a year before they decided to start divorcing. But according to Sweet James, who, you know, everyone now is lovingly calling Sour James, he says that they were married in Puerto Rico. They are Puerto Rican residents. Puerto Rico residents. There we go. Not Puerto Rican. They're not Puerto Rican. He's a Puritan, according to him. But I like Noella on the show, even if she might be giving us a false narrative. But I don't believe anything that's coming out of Sweet James's mouth. Do you? I don't believe either one of them. But Noella, to me, is bringing a lot in her first year as a housewife. She has a divorce. She has, you know, the family situation, and she's getting into the mix with everyone. And she's not scared to go up against Heather Dubrow. She's not scared. And she told us from the beginning when she was having that, you know, meeting with Nicole before the awkward meeting with Nicole, the first meeting with Nicole. And she was like, I gravitated to you because you're real. You're not like some of these other ladies in Orange County. And I think Noella does not like people that are fake or thirsty. Speaking of thirsty, let's talk about Dr. Jen. And, you know, I have no feelings towards Dr. Jen. I think she's okay. I'm interested to learn more about her. I don't mind. I know some people don't like her husband with his shirt off. I think people that don't like it is because they're jealous. He's fit. He's not the best looking. He might be another butterface. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But I like their dynamic. I like what she brings to this. Yes, she's being sued. Look, did she have someone that wasn't licensed in her office? Allegedly. Look, allegedly. Either way, I think she's bringing something to the show. But when she first met with Heather, I got the feeling of she wants to kiss the ring. She wants to make good with Heather. She's a little thirsty. And then Noella calls her out because Dr. Jen pulls her aside. She wants to have a conversation. She wants to touch base. And Noella reveals to all of us, I've only met you twice and you're tagging me in, first of all, a poorly lit photo. Okay, Mariah. A poorly lit photo. An ugly photo. Wait, now I wrote the exact word. Not even cute photo. There we go. Poorly lit and not even cute. And when they showed the picture, I was like, she's right. Lighting is so important. Shout out to my other creatives. Let me tell you a little secret. Lighting is so important. Do you need expensive lighting? No, it helps, but your lighting is important, especially if you got a little melanin. You don't want the dark circles under your eye. If I turn off the lights in here, it's going to make a big difference. And I'm still perfecting my light because depending on what I wear, if I've cut my hair, if I'm wearing a hat, all of that matters. So when she says poorly lit and they show us the picture, I was like, yeah, that was really poorly lit. She should have turned the camera towards like the sunlight. You can at least use natural sunlight. That makes a big difference too. That makes a big difference. Not Snapchat filters. Danielle says Snapchat filters helps all photos, but those are so obvious too nowadays. Nowadays, especially if you are part of the Snapchat cheating world. Hey, Tristan. Then you can see those filters. But if you just want to look natural in a photo, lighting makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. So how do we digress into lighting? Oh, we're talking about Noella calling Dr. Jen's poorly lit photo not even cute. She tagged her in it. And then I was triggered because I hate it when people tag me in their photos and it has nothing to do with me. I mean, I don't mind it if it's someone that's really a friend, but Noelle's like, we've met twice. She's like, oh no, we've met like 5 or 6 times. Still, we're not friends. So when she called Dr. Jen thirsty, I said, yep, that's the word. Dr. Jen is thirsty, but I get it. Her being on the show is good for her business. Let's not forget, millions of people watch this show, watch this franchise. Yes, I know the ratings are going down across the board, but there are still millions of people that watch, and it does help their businesses. And she's in the business of making people beautiful, and that wasn't a great representation, a poorly lit photo. And Noella was like, well, I'm part of another med spa, and this was not a good look, and I reported the photo. I thought she was doing a little much by saying I reported the photo, right? Can we all agree? Can we all agree she was doing a little too much? Guys, if you're just joining us, we are talking about, of course, the Real Housewives of Orange County. I want to know how you would rate this episode from 1 to 10 chat. Let me know in my TikTok chat. Let me know in the Kempire Daily YouTube chat. And also, if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode. How do you feel about the season so far? How do you feel about Noella? And how you would rate it from 1 to 10. I do think she's thirsty. They end their conversation and then they part ways, but then Noella comes back. And Noella's like, you making it seem like I was attacking your religion because I said Tom Ford is my God. Come on. Obviously, she's joking. Wow. Ty says 4. April says 4. Wow. Chocolate Chunk says 7, 6, 7. All right. So you guys are mixed about this. These are not very high ratings. This is not very. Andy, I know you were shading Kelly Dodd the other day about the ratings and saying, we're happy with this reboot. I don't know if the fans are. Darlene says, I gave it a 5. How would I rate it? Because Noella is bringing a lot as a first-time housewife, I'm going to at least give it a 7. I think she's doing well as a first-time housewife. So, all right, Sonia agrees with me. All right. I'm seeing a lot of 6s. Yolanda says 10 because they all a mess. I can't. All right. I think we're sort of in between. Sarah says a 9. All right. Some people are loving it. Kristen thinks a 6. All right. Jesus says, I didn't see it, but because you're reacting to it, I'll give it a 7 because of Noella. Honestly, I thought it was a solid episode based on what we've gotten so far. It's been a slow season, but Noella every week she is carrying the season. Let's be honest. You can say, Heather's carrying the season because of her house and the beef with Shannon. No, we've already moved on from that. We've already moved on from that. Noella, we're dealing with the divorce. We're dealing with her drama with the other ladies. But anyways, I've digressed way too far. So the Noella and Dr. Jen convo, as you saw, that was the thumbnail that I used for today, because I really feel like this entire episode is about Noella, but Dr. Jen continuously is talking about Noella in this episode. But let's move on. We do get a little bit of a storyline with Shannon and her family. We get to see her dad, who wants to spend more time with her. We also get to see her with her kids. I can appreciate seeing this. Now I understand why Shannon speaks the way that she does. She sounds just like her dad. Her dad reminds me of Viva's dad from the Real Housewives of New York. He's one of those guys. He's out partying. He's a ladies' man. I mean, I think Aviva's dad is a little bit more creepier. Him bringing up Dean Martin and partying back in the day, I can appreciate that. Of course, kids are not going to be able to appreciate. They're like, Dean Martin, the Rat Pack. And then her calling her mom, and we're going to see her in Nashville with her mom. I can appreciate that Shannon does have a full life. She has this new man. She's going to see her family. She has her kids. We're getting full lives from these ladies because they are real housewives. The only one that we're not getting a full life from is Nicole, and I'm not sure exactly why. I know Noella on Watch What Happens Live did address Nicole's reaction to her, being very upset and crying in public. And she says, she spoke to Noella. She spoke to Nicole about it. And there's more going on with Nicole. She says she's not sure if that's going to be shared on the show, but there's a lot more going on, and that explained her reaction to Nicole. But I see Nicole throwing Noella under the bus multiple times. Even when Nicole is hanging out with Dr. Jen and the other ladies, and Dr. Jen's like, I don't even think they're really married. I can appreciate Emily in that instance in her confessional, but like, I don't know about Dr. Jen and how she's saying all of this, because if she's not married, then what's this divorce about? And so many of you love to say that. You said that about Kenya. Well, if that was the real situation, y'all, this would not be an actual court if there wasn't an actual marriage. Jessica says Nicole brings nothing. She really doesn't. But she's like in every episode. I mean, if anything, let me not. Look, let me not. Because I'm making this person relevant, and I really don't need to. Oh, Tara says, I wouldn't go to Dr. Moon, let alone my child, in my opinion. Really? I didn't think anything was wrong with Dr. Moon. I mean, some people are, I'm definitely into natural medicine. I've done, the acupunctures and, the herbs and things like that. But I also go to a regular doctor as well. So I don't think there's anything wrong with mixing it up. They even went to an energy healer in this episode. Noella brought Shannon to this energy healer. They said it wasn't Reiki. I love Reiki too. But they said it's not Reiki because she was sort of born with this talent. It can be really peaceful. I don't know if anyone's had Reiki before. There are a lot of nurses nowadays that practice Reiki. They actually are funded by the hospitals to learn Reiki for patients and for energy healing, for those that don't know what Reiki is. So let's just keep that in mind. Let me just say thank you to the super chats. I apologize. Mr. C, thank you so much for the super chat. Wait, let me shimmy. I was watching an interview with Kelly Dodd, and she dropped some tea that a producer spilled to her, and that she said that they are building Heather up before producers tear her down by the end of the season. Look, that wouldn't be the first time that we've seen production do that to these housewives. But I wish them luck. If they want Heather to come back for another season, I don't know if that's smart. But we shall see. I don't know if that's necessarily true, because if that was true, I wonder if Heather would be as nice as she is when it comes to the show and helping to promote the show. I know that's part of their contract, but we shall see. It wouldn't shock me, because we've seen them do this to other housewives before. And every housewives has their season. Niraj, thank you so much for the super chat. Shimmy. Noella is carrying the season this far. Some of the girls are kissing Heather's she was too harsh on Shannon. She was. I definitely agree with that. And I do agree that Noella is carrying the season. Let's be real. Mama Allie, what's going on? She says, I love my Reiki time. I go after monthly tests to help keep me sane. If y'all don't know, Reiki's great. Look, Reiki's great. See, look, we have an RN. Shout out to all the healthcare workers. I'm an RN and I trust Dr. Moon. Totally safe. Yeah, I mean, everyone has a right to their opinion. Look, we're not going, if you don't trust Dr. Moon, that's great. You don't have to go to Dr. Moon. I don't have to go to Dr. Moon. Just saying. Jesus says, oh God, I wouldn't take anything Kelly Dodd says as truth. You know what? Kelly Dodd, I look, I just don't understand. You were let go from the show. I know you didn't want to be let go from the show, but this constant talking about the show, and this is not going to get you back on the show if that's what you're trying to do. And I only talk about Kelly if I feel the need to talk about Kelly, because honestly, it's almost desperate. Not almost desperate. It is desperate. Let's get back to this recap. Okay. Yeah. So Shannon had a lunch with her dad and her daughters, and they're giving us her full life, and I can appreciate it, but it's not the most important part of the episode. She does have conversations with her dad, wanting to spend more time with her, but she says when she was a kid, her dad could care less about spending time with her, but he was working. And I think the fact that he's trying to make some time for her now, she should appreciate that and understand that on some level as a grown woman. But maybe, not everybody's grown. Not everyone's mature. And he's 90 something years old. And he lives a mile away. Just saying. She's going to go spend some time with her mom. I'm sure there's more going on with that storyline. And that's part of the reason why she doesn't want to spend time with her dad. You just never know. Okay. Damn, Kristen says, can we just get rid of Shannon? That's all I ask. Damn. Harsh. Okay. Let's move on, because I really don't want to even talk about Shannon having lunch with her dad. So Heather, we're at Heather's home. Again, Heather being in her bathroom, not impressed. I know it's a beautiful home. It is. But seeing it in this light, it seemed very dimly lit too, right? Her going to all the kids' rooms. I was like, I wasn't impressed. But, it's kids. Everyone's decor is not the same. What I can appreciate with Heather is, I like seeing Heather with her kids. It makes Heather seem less pretentious in a way. But she's, being a mom, she's figuring out everyone's schedule. She's also planning Max's, big book launch. So I think that's great. First of all, that Max is even doing a book. And also them talking about Max coming out as bisexual. I not that interesting to me, at least when it comes to individual storylines. But we got to talk about it, because we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. Let me take a sip. Guys, don't forget to get your coldest water bottle. The coldest water bottle, as you know, I always have it here during my lives. Hold on, can I get it focused? There we go. I always have it here during my lives. It keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours. It comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes, and you can get 10% off when you use the discount code KEMP10. That is KEMP10, and you can get it engraved. More information is available in the description of this video. Get your coldest water bottle today at coldest.com. See TikTok, get your coldest water bottle. Oh, if you guys want to see the engraving, that's the engraving. Well, hold on. Can we get it? There we go. You can get it engraved. They sent this to me over, I think, like a year ago. Okay. Back to this recap. So this episode is called Tele-Noella, a play on telenovela, because there's a lot of drama going on in Noella's life. Okay. There's a lot of drama going on, but she's also creating drama. She said a couple of things about Heather Dubrow. Heather has sort of looked past it, but of course it comes up again later when Heather and Gina go to the races. Another scene that I'm like, it was okay. I like the friendship that's building between Gina and Heather. I like that New York vibe. I like that Gina has champagne taste, but beer money. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that she is She is us when we watch the lifestyle of Heather. Well, she's all of y'all because I could care less about Heather's lifestyle because I'm not that impressed yet. Yes, the home was impressive, but I wasn't impressed to go to the races. Okay. They were at the winner's circle. All right. I did not like what Gina had on. Gina, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? I didn't like the hat. I didn't like the matching. Just say. Oh yeah, beer budget. There we go. She has a beer budget. Miss Sassy says Gina wants to be plastic. Miss Brooklyn says, I appreciate Heather with her kids. You can tell she's involved. Yeah, that's the only part that I can appreciate. No, that's not the only part. Because like I said, I felt like Heather was giving Noella grace despite the things that she was hearing Noella say about her. And I can appreciate that because she could have, been hateful. Kenya says facts. She looked awful. Yeah, I didn't like that outfit on her. I didn't mind the confessional look with the little chained top. I didn't mind the confessional look, but I just like the goofiness of Gina. I know a lot of you do not like Gina or Emily. I like their goofiness, their comedy that they add to the show. And seeing Gina, Emily, and Noella together is like the Three Stooges. And I mean that in the best way possible. I like this trio of women together. I want to see them hang out together and have fun together, to be honest with you. Because I don't feel like Dr. Jen's fun. I don't see anything fun from her. I feel like she has somewhat of a storyline, but I don't see her being fun. And that's probably because she doesn't have any friends. She admitted to that. She says, all of my friends are like my coworkers, the people that I pay to be my friend. And I was like, damn. Well, this is part of the reason why Noella is not impressed by you. In my TikTok chat, they said, I don't like Emily. Gina doesn't need Emily. Emily can go. Damn. Y'all really don't like, I like Emily. Why don't y'all like Emily? Damn. Damn, Miss Sassy Bell says Dr. Jen is one and done. Maybe that's all she needs, though, to really help her business and these lawsuits. Okay. Teresa says, yeah, Heather is pretentious, but I'm not mad about it. I bet she tips well. I hope so. I mean, a lot of people have said that about Heather Dubrow. They said that they see her being pretentious, but they don't mind it. You don't mind her personality. And I can see why you don't mind it, because it doesn't seem like she is incredibly nasty, even though, what's his name from that real estate show? I know he's on Watch What Happens Live. Jeff Lewis. There we go. Come on, elephant brain. Jeff Lewis said that he says she's nasty to people. I don't know if I believe that. I feel like we've seen you be nasty to people, Jeff Lewis. So I'm going to believe Heather's better than you, to be honest with you. Guys, if you just joined us, we were talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County and a bunch of other things in the mix. Let's get to, we already have over 400 and something people in the room. Let's get to 200 likes, and I will drop the call-in link for you to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episode. And if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts. Be sure to let me know how you would rate this episode. Who's standing out to you? How do you feel about Noella? I'm enjoying Noella so far. I can see Noella coming back next season. She has a lot of things going on. Do I think Noella is giving us who she truly is? In some ways, and in some ways, no. I do think there are some other things going on with Noella, but that's why you need multiple seasons, to unpack the layers. We could say the same thing about Sonia Morgan. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Jessica says Jeff Lewis is good friends with Shannon. Yes, I do recall that. Tess says, yeah, I don't buy what a man with Jeff Lewis's reputation says about someone being nasty. Not only does he have a bad one, he's Shannon's friend. Yeah, when he said it, I didn't take it as credible because, mind you, I didn't even watch his show. I just, I keep my ear to the streets about what's going on in pop culture and in reality TV and all that other good stuff. So I know the dirt and stuff like that. But yeah. Hey, Micah. Yeah, this is why I do my lives at 12:30, because I know some of you are on lunch breaks. So for those of you that catch the live during your lunch break at 1 o'clock or 1:30 or 2 o'clock, like I used to do back in my corporate days, hey. And let me know in the comment section if you are watching on your lunch break. I promise I won't tell your boss. um, oh, wow. Cheryl says Jeff Lewis is more pretentious. Yeah. Look, yeah. Onyx, hey, why was Heather speaking like she was talking to her kids when talking to Gina and her boyfriend? Because I think she is taking Gina like under her wing. I think she is really viewing this relationship with Gina as a friendship in her eyes, but also I'm taking her under my wing. I'm going to show her the fabulous life. Even though I'm not that impressed. I'm not that impressed, to be honest with you. But I like Heather. I like Heather for the show. Does she have much of a storyline so far? Not really. Not really. Let's be real. What's going on? Hold on. I just missed the comment that I wanted to highlight. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Mr. C says, I'm home with Omicron, or Omarion, as we like to call it. So thanks for entertaining me, Kempire. Feel better. Feel better. Wow. A lot of people I know have caught it. I'm staying in my house. I'm staying in my house if I can. Just saying, guys. Guys, don't forget, if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, but also subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio. It's available on all podcast platforms. And that's where I talk about things that I don't necessarily talk about anywhere else. It's also where I drop tea, where I don't drop anywhere else. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. And don't forget to rate and review, because it does matter. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County's latest episode, and I believe we have hit. Oh, no, we have not. Guys, we have over 400 people watching. Like the video. I am going to drop the call-in link once we get to 200 likes. We are at 184. I'm waiting until we get to 200 likes. You've been here almost 40 minutes watching. You obviously like what you're watching. So like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. And shout out to everyone that sends in super chats and Venmos and Cash Apps and PayPals. I don't normally see those until after the live, so I do want to say thank you in advance for supporting the channel. You are the reason why we're able to make upgrades like behind us and lighting and microphones and things like that. So thank you so much for doing that. Let me just say thank you for the super chat. Asata, thank you so much. Hey, Kempire, if you have a chance, please if you have a chance, please on Instagram and check what Ariane Curry posted. She wrote a statement. She also turned her comments. I definitely will. And thank you for the heads up, and thank you for the super chat. Oh, wait, let me shimmy. You know, I shimmy for the super chats. Thank you for the super chat. I am definitely going to check that out. Let me just put a little note to myself. Let me just put a little note to myself. Ariane. Oh, I see the We'll get back to that later, guys. We will be live later, guys, for a recap of Married at First Sight Boston. The first episode, the new season has started. We're going to start doing the recaps probably on Thursdays, and more than likely, we'll start doing Miami. Let me stop telling all the business. If you follow me, guys, follow me at the Texan community. Because I feel like sometimes I say too much, and then people start, we see each other. Of course, Adriana says, thank you for thanking us for support. Not a lot of YouTubers. Oh, at least the people that I love and collaborate with, I know that they thank people. I don't know about other YouTubers, but I've always been a person when it comes to off of YouTube in life. One of the quotes that I live by, if the last prayer that you say is thank you, that would suffice. So I'm very big on saying thank you. Okay. All right. Danielle. Exactly. Move in silence. Oh, rest in peace. 81. Still lived a long life. Lived a long life. Susie says, yes, love Married at First Sight. Glad you'll be covering. You guys have been asking since last season, but because I had YouTube TV and they didn't have Lifetime, I wasn't able to cover it. I normally watch it on Discovery Plus after the season ends, but We've made some moves. We made some switches. We will be recapping every week Married at First Sight. This first episode is 2 hours, and I'm literally in the middle of watching it. So we will be live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern to recap Married at First Sight Boston. You will have an opportunity to call in for that as well. Inga, welcome to the membership. Guys, if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TheKempire.com. It's another way for you to support the channel, and I appreciate you guys supporting as well. Thank you so much, Adriana. Appreciate you. Okay. All right. We already hit. Let me just drop the call-in link because I do want to hear what you guys have to say about this latest episode of Orange County and how you feel about Noella. I want to know how you guys feel about Noella. They literally named this entire episode about Noella. Let me just pin this. Hold on, y'all. Let me pin. Okay, there we go. Let me just talk a little bit about. So the ladies meet up at Dr. Jen's house. And then, of course, Dr. Jen talks about how Noella called her ugly and how she doesn't believe that this was a real marriage. And that's when Emily's like, oh, I feel like Dr. Jen might be a little thirsty. And I agree with her. Dr. Jen is not coming across very likable. She is, I don't want to say mean girl. But it might be mean girl. Her and Noella just never clicked, even though they had the mutual friend Bronwyn, and that comes up, and Bronwyn's being named again. But some of you said you don't miss Bronwyn. All right. Let me see what other things in this episode that I wanted to talk about before I move on to the last scene. The last scene, we find out that Noella was served again. I know a lot of you were confused. Noella was served twice. The first time she was served, her mom received the papers, and that technically means that Noella wasn't served. So Sweet James knew that she would fall for it. He sent her flowers, which was so basic. I was like, Noella, you wouldn't realize that. That already tells you a little bit about Noella. You wouldn't think that he wouldn't try and serve you with flowers or something. Like, to me, that was so amateur. You know how you should get served? The way that Wendy Williams was served years ago, where they put some bricks in a sneakers box and she was served that way. That's how you serve somebody, where they don't expect it. Carrie said she hated Bronwyn. A lot of people hated Bronwyn. Bronwyn, they should have said nothing. No one at a park. All right. We already have quite a few people backstage, guys. If you just joined us, we're talking about the Real Housewives Orange County. We're going to take some callers. Again, guys, don't forget, callers, please do not curse. The opinions of the callers are the opinions of the callers, and they do not represent myself, Google, YouTube, or the Kempire LLC. Just a reminder, and everything that they say is alleged. Look, let me put this up. All right. Kristen's backstage. I'm going to bring Kristen up really quickly. And guys, we're going to just take a quick caller. So callers, straight to the point, because I got to go finish watching Married at First Sight. Just saying. All right, Kristen, what's going on, Kristen?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. It's my anniversary. So
Anniversary.
Thanks. My husband sent me a microphone so I can actually start my channel.
I was just about to say, you sound so crisp and clear.
Yeah, he sent me a microphone and was like, start your channel. Oh. So I was like, thank you. But okay, I'll make it quick. Hi, I'm Kristen. If you've never heard me before, I live in a flyover state in the Midwest because I'm married to the military. Okay, so for the show, I think Heather Dubrow, they brought her back because she is literally the only one with the aspirational lifestyle that they want to portray. Yeah. I think Noella, a lot of her antagonism towards Heather is actually because of her own issues, and she's projecting. And I think she's really desperate now to stay. She's in like, oh my God, what am I going to do mode? Because if she doesn't give herself a reason for them to bring her back, they're going to get rid of her, and now this is her only income. And this divorce is going to be costing her a fortune because she was only married like a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and if she got $2 million in the divorce, she's going to go through that in attorney's fees. Yeah. But I also think that, and this may be bad, but I don't care about this divorce because it's so nasty.
Yeah,
I just really don't. And I don't like Shannon. I think that I totally believe that they begged Heather Dubrow to come back on the show, and Shannon and production set her up. And that's why she got so angry, is realizing that they set her up. And then Terry was like, what are you doing? Like, you can't kick them out. Like, if you kick them out, like, because you have to remember, he has botched. So they can't really like ruin this relationship, you know?
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of what I think about it. I think that they need to change up the cast for next season, just so we get a little bit more aspirational lifestyle. Otherwise, we're all going to get really sick of seeing that glitter carpet in Heather's house, you know, and that weird window with the eggs that represent her eggs or something, which is creepy more than sweet. But and at the same time, though, like, I think, to be quite honest, that this season is proof that the cast has very little to do with whether or not these shows are being successful. I think it's the production company that is actually stagnant, because they seem to be falling back on the style that they've been using for so many years. And unfortunately, it isn't working. And I think we're starting to see that it's like, you can't change things up, but do it the same way that you've always done it and expect things to be better. That's ridiculous. We need them to hire a different production company and change the way that these shows are being given to us, because otherwise we're just going to keep losing interest. We're going to watch a couple of episodes and then be like, okay, this is stupid, and then turn it off. Yeah. We need what Miami is giving us. We need what Potomac is giving us. We need more. And last thing, and then I'm going to let you go. There were some people in the chat who were commenting on Noella's skin tone. She comes from a multiracial family, and y'all need to stop debating whether her skin is deep or light, or deep or light, or whether, if she's on a show, she looks like she's more white, or she looks like she's more black, or whatever. No. Y'all stop that, okay? Lighting, makeup, time of year, just laying out in the sun, make those things change. She is who she is, and accept it, and stop commenting on her appearance in that way. It's 2022. We've moved past that.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that on social media as well, where people are comparing some of the photos of her over the years, and I'm just like, okay, all right,
exactly. Okay, that was it.
The Bravo.
Love you as always. Bye.
Thank you, Kristen. Bye. And happy anniversary to Kristen and her husband, and thank both of them for serving our country. Danielle's backstage. I'm going to bring Danielle up in just a second, guys, but she brings up a very, very good point. And I've seen that sort of conversation happening on social media. And come on, guys, come on, let's stop that. She's still a Black woman, and she identifies as a Black woman. All right. Only Danielle, I'm bringing you up. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm good, and yourself? Happy Thursday.
Oh, damn, it is Thursday.
I know, right? Okay, so one sidebar comment about the most, I think, epic way to serve someone. And this is a slight Potomac tea. There was a friend on Potomac who served her husband by having sex with him first, and while he was in the shower, she took him the papers after she gave him some.
I heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember who the housewife is.
It wasn't a wife. It was a friend.
Wait. Oh my God. Okay, anyways.
Okay, so I just think that was epic, because she knew where
I forgot about that.
She knew where his weak spot was, and it was between her legs. So she gave him some, and then she served him afterwards. So yeah, I think that's legit epic.
Yeah.
I don't like Shannon. We don't need Shannon. I am totally here for Heather and her pretentious ways. I've said that. I'm going to keep saying it. I didn't understand. I'm here for Noella. She's young. She's fresh. She's something new. It's unfortunate that I feel like it's the whole Kelsey Grammer thing, where he agreed to her for going to show because he knew he wanted a divorce. I say that with a lot of these housewives that come on and they get a divorce immediately. I think it's the whole Kelsey Grammer thing. But the doctor chick,
Dr.
her. She's whack. Everything Noella said is true. The picture, because when they showed the picture, the lighting was horrible, and I'm totally here for the cashmere filter on TikTok. I mean on shucks, what's it? Snapchat. Filters are the bomb. Especially when you like, I wish I had a filter now, because when you don't have on makeup, Snapchat.
You look great. What are you talking about?
Child, I'm sitting up here working remotely in my nightgown on. I'm not.
Everyone, let Danielle know how great she looks. You look great, Danielle. No makeup at all.
No makeup. I feel like.
Wow.
Anywho, I feel like she was reaching, because again, why would you tag someone in a picture that has nothing to do about them? And I think Noella had every right to report the picture, because if she's working with another company, you're now messing up my coin that I'm going to need, because my husband had cut all the finances off.
Couldn't you just ask her to take the tag off?
I'm not your friend. You shouldn't have tagged me to begin with. I've only met you twice.
Damn. Okay.
And I'm so here for Heather going. Thank you, Ebony. I'm so here for Heather going to the races. And thanks. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love y'all. Y'all gassing me up. Y'all gassing me up. I love it. I've been going to the races since I was 12, and I freaking love it. I take my kid every year. We dress up. We have our little fascinators, because I'm not here for the hats. So we have our fascinators. We have our little cute dresses and stuff. I freaking love it. I don't have the money to sit where Heather sits. I don't have the money to put on the races like Heather does, but I don't even aspire to be there one day, because I'm not a gambler. I'd rather spend my money on shopping. But anywho, I think it's fun. I think, to everyone's point, Heather gives us what housewives are supposed to give us. Mm-hmm. She's taken us back to, she's one married. I mean, how many of them are actually married at this point? The far and few. I love Emily. Emily gives me Blair hair from all the Facts of Life. I love Emily because I love her hair. I love the fact that she's not skinny. She gives me like real woman vibes. She's not as thin as the rest. I mean, yes, she's had some work done, but it doesn't look fake and phony and plastic. So I think because she's smart. And I think that's why I love Emily Ben on it. She's married, she's smart, and she doesn't give me plastic vibes. She's had some work done. I think it looks natural and looks good. And she gives me Blair hair from Facts of Life. Those of you all who know Facts of Life know Blair. Blair had the beautiful hair. It was full and thick and voluptuous. And that's why I love Emily Ben on the show. I even love Gina. Even though Gina went through some rough time getting a divorce, her witty ways, her honesty, her vibe, I love Gina. But Shannon totally gave me Vicky vibes when the boyfriend came on. The boyfriend's like, well, I don't like that. Well, how about you take a step back and look at what your wife or your girlfriend does? Your girlfriend's she is kind of messy. So I appreciate him trying to protect and be there and defend her. But you also have to call the spade a spade. She's a little messy. Call her out. So yeah, she can go. And that's it, because that's everything. Okay.
Bye. Guys, if you're just joining us, we are recapping the Real Housewives of Orange County. We are live on multiple platforms. TikTok. I only go on TikTok to let you guys know I'm live on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Head on over there. That way I'll be able to see your comments. I can't constantly look here and look everywhere else and produce a show. I only come on live on TikTok to let you guys know that I'm live on those other platforms. I don't have to be here live. So if you want to be a part of the show, you want to see everything that we're showing, head on over there. Maybe when StreamYard allows us to add TikTok comments to the live, we'll be able to do that, and I'll be able to see all your comments. But if you're frustrated watching it here and I'm not seeing your comments, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel or the Kempire on Facebook, Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're also live on Twitch and Twitter, and I'll be able to see all your comments there. Okay? All right, Miss Brooklyn, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Miss Brooklyn?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Another one of those people working from home. That's why the camera's off today. Oh, and Danielle, you look great. If I looked as good as you, my camera would be on. So, I agree with Danielle. Heather, I love to hate Heather, if that makes sense. Like, she's pretentious, she's a snob, she is all of that, but I love that from her. Like, that's exactly what I want to see. You know, she's rich and she knows it.
Yeah.
And that's how she is. I find it very funny that Noella had something to say about the way Heather was speaking to Shannon, considering the way she was addressing Jen. Noella needs to step back and step out of the Heather and Shannon thing. Heather and Shannon have a history. Heather and Shannon have been through some things in the past. And I'm going to be honest, had Shannon did something like that to me, I would have reacted the same way Heather did. I'd have said, come for me and my family again, and I will take you out. You don't do that. You don't mess, we have a saying, don't mess with my money. You can mess with everything in the world. Don't mess with my money.
Yeah.
That's not cool. I think, like I said before, like Heather, don't like Heather. Her and Terry did a good job raising those kids, and you can see it. The fact that they are at the teenage years, but they're still wanting to have family dinners once a week. The fact that her daughter said she felt very comfortable coming out to her mother, didn't feel like she needed to hide it or skirt around the issues. Those kids seem to be very well adjusted and very well grounded. And how many housewife kids can we say that about? Not many. Okay. So her and Terry did do something right. Shannon is a whiner. She's always been a whiner. She annoys me because she's a whiner. She laughs and she's, and sucks them dry like a leech. That's Shannon's goal. That's her role. That's who she is. There's always a problem. There's always an issue. She's always in like crisis mode. I don't get it. Even her kids seem to look at her and go, she needs somebody to take care of her for the rest of her life. Noella understood the assignment, but now Noella is the assignment. because she came in ready to kind of bring it, and now it's being brought to her. I don't believe a word that comes out of her or Sweet James's mouth. I think somewhere in the middle you will find the truth, although legal documents have said that they were living in Puerto Rico, that they bought the house and their legal residence was Puerto Rico, and that she left Puerto Rico to go film the show. Yeah. So her whole story, and that's where her storyline becomes suspect to me, because her whole storyline, he left me. It's like, nah, it's you left Puerto Rico. He stayed in Puerto Rico. You left Puerto Rico to chase fame. How's that working out for you?
His business, though, is in California.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the way we've been working remotely for how long, I know a lot of people, even at my own job, because I'm working remotely right now. We've been almost 2 years now working remotely. Yeah. I know a lot of people, if you can do the job remotely, a lot of people left New York. Hemp, this. Yeah. People left New York, kept their jobs, and went somewhere where it's cheaper to live, better to live. So if you can do your job remotely and maybe fly in once in a while to handle something in person, a lot of people did that. So it's not as suspect as we would have thought previously, because we weren't in the situation where we could see, it can work. You can do this. I thought about buying me a nice little house in France. I was looking at them in the countryside. They were like 115,000 euros. I was like, "Ooh, wait a minute! Just gotta adjust to the time frame, the timing." But yeah, I could see myself there. Oh yes, you got to go on YouTube. They have them on. They show you on YouTube houses for France for sale in the French countryside. They're not as expensive as you think. Need a little bit of work. Not American houses. They're very much European, but I like that style. Check it out. Very interesting to see. I watch all kinds of weird stuff on YouTube when I start home,
including us.
Yeah. But so it's kind of suspect as to what Noella says, what he says, and somewhere where the truth is. But I do feel bad for their son, knowing that their son is autistic. For a child like that, stability and continuity is very important. For children who don't have special needs, and I even hate saying special needs, who live differently, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and learn differently.
Continuity is important. And when you get to a certain age and a parent leaves the home, there's hard adjustments to be made. For a child with his learning needs, it's even more important that there is a stability and a continuity so that his progress is not slowed down or even derailed. And this mess that they're doing, they're fighting each other, and neither one of them are thinking about what effect this is going to have on their child that they supposedly love. And that is what I find disgusting in this whole mix. This back and forth, public, all of this, everything lasts forever. Eventually, your child is going to see this, and you need to step back from your own bitterness, anger, whatever the case may be, and think about what is going to be best for this child.
Definitely. Definitely. We always appreciate when you call in, Miss Brooklyn.
Thanks. I'll see you tonight.
Bye. All right. And here's the thing, in regards to Sweet James and him moving their family to Puerto Rico, I think he did that strategically. And Noella probably had no idea that, oh, let's become residents of Puerto Rico. She didn't realize that he was probably making moves because he wanted to get a divorce. I wouldn't be surprised. And I've said that before. But Noella still says that, no, they are California residents. Okay, we shall see. He is an attorney. Guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. If you enjoy recaps like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching the replay of this, I want to know your thoughts on the latest episode. Are you feeling the season? Guys, again, please be sure to like the video if you haven't already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. Shout out to our TikTok chat. Someone says, I believe Noella way more than Sweet James. All right, Rosani, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Rosani?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
And congratulations on 71.
Thank you.
We'll be at 100 by I'll say the end of February.
Oh, okay.
I'm pushing the end. I mean, hopefully by the end of January, but I'll give some people some leeway to catch up. About the episode, first of all, just backtracking to last week's episode, or the end part where that Shannon is a starter, and she's trying to stir the pot. When she goes, "Oh, I only told Heather that Gina and Emily can't be trusted after they betrayed me, but you and Heather didn't have a conversation after that, so." I'm going to assume that conversation happened before. So if you didn't trust them and they're manipulative, why did you tell them the information in the first place unless you're trying to start something?
She was trying to start something.
Shannon is trying to be LVP.
Oh.
Prior to LVP brothers passed him because that's when LVP started to let her hand show. But I've always known that Lisa Vanderpump was stirring the pot behind the scenes and keeping the story moving. And I think that's what Shannon is doing, but she's just not doing a good job about it. Noella, she kind of annoys me. It's just a little bit team too much for me.
This woman?
Yeah, that same one. It's just like in last week's episode when she's having the breakdown when she and Nicole were at lunch. It's like, if you're feeling that distraught, why did you go out? You should have just had Nicole come over to your house.
Yeah.
Nicole's like, no, girl, you're doing too much in public and you're embarrassing me. Now let's go. I do agree with you. I don't like Heather's house. I've never liked Heather's house. I like certain aspects of her house.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just big for no reason.
I mean, a lot of kids. I mean, if it was just her and Dr. Terry, I'd be like, that's way too much.
21,000 square foot is still too much. I'm serious.
That is a lot.
That's a hotel. Sorry.
And it looks like a hotel.
Huh?
It looks like a hotel.
Yeah, but it's not really even like a cozy hotel that you want to go to.
No.
That's just me. I gave this episode a 7, maybe a 6.5. I do think I know that a lot of people don't like Heather. And I can understand why, because she's very pretentious. And I mean, even that schooling down that she did with Shannon is like, first of all, you're not going to talk to me like that, like I'm one of your children. I said, I'm sorry, you're going to accept the apology or don't, and then we can move on. And that's what Shannon should have done. But because Shannon was in the wrong, she couldn't do anything or say anything about it. Even if I was in the wrong, that's how I would have approached it. But, I'm not trying to kiss the ring. And I find that everyone is trying to kiss the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, I do think that Bravo should have left Tamara on or Vicky on for this season. Maybe Vicky over Tamara, even though you can't really have one without the other because they feed off each other, but in a better way than Giselle and Robin.
Oh, okay. And Tamara is ready to come back. She wants to come back.
No, but I know. Oh, sorry, I forget you didn't watch OC. But Tamara and Vicky, they'll feed off of each other, and they'll have each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
But they will tear each other's down like it was nobody's business.
Damn.
Where Giselle and Robin, Giselle is actually the Robin to. I mean, Robin is actually the Batman to Robin to Giselle's Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Rosani.
Have a good one. Oh, Happy New Year, mods and everyone in the chat. Happy New Year. I hope this one is good for everyone.
Definitely. Thanks, Rosani. All right. Guys, if you just joined us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Orange County. We are live on multiple platforms. In my TikTok chat, Dina says, Tamara was needed and very much needed now. A lot of people are saying that. Don't be surprised if you see Tamara Judge come back next season. I'm not really loving the alliance that Tamara has with Teddy Mellencamp, because you already know how we feel about Teddy Mellencamp from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Stop trying to make her a thing. Damn it. MO says Tamara and Vicky are gone for a reason. Damn. All right. We're going to take one more caller, guys, before we go. Max, I'm going to bring you up for a quick comment. What's going on, Max?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Let me start off by saying I'm not a huge Shannon fan.
Okay.
However, I want to say that I feel Heather treated Shannon very unfairly. I understand that she should have never opened her mouth in regards to the rumor. However, she should have held Gina just as accountable as she held Shannon. So I think by her not holding them both accountable, it makes Heather come off as more unlikable. That I'm better than you, and she comes off as a bully to me. And what I thought was interesting is somebody that's all about etiquette and class goes to the table when they were sitting and invites Gina to the racehorses in front of Shannon and Noella. Yeah. So it's sort of like Heather's still holding a grudge towards Shannon. And even though she says that it doesn't bother her that Noella had made remarks about her, it's sort of like, an FU to both of them. Because they're both sitting at that table and they both hear the invite, so
that was rude.
And I love Noella. I think Noella's great. But the scene with her and Jen to me was very cringeworthy. I think she could have just untagged herself and had a conversation with Jen offline, and it would have been more organic. The way it was set up, it just seemed forced.
Can you
came off a little fake?
Instagram?
What?
Can you untag yourself on Instagram? I don't think so. And I think that's part of the reason why she reported, even though I would have just maybe asked her to take the tag off, but she reported the tag.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I would have done the same thing. I would have asked, but that whole scene was a little just cringeworthy because Noella had been drinking a little bit and she came off, I don't know, ditzy to me, where she's not really ditzy.
Well, I think she might be a little ditzy. Just a little bit.
Yeah, but in a fun way.
I love it. I don't mind the dits.
Yeah, but that's all I really had to say.
Max, I appreciate you calling in. Happy New Year and thanks for calling. All right, guys, that is it for our recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Here are my final thoughts. Next week, it seems like it's going to be a very interesting episode because we get Noella accusing Heather of slamming someone at her home. And we've heard the rumors that Heather had a breakdown after this rumor was brought on camera about Dr. Terry. So I don't think she literally slammed anyone. I do think that there was a big uproar. And I think Noella might be dramatic in the words that she's using. But it's going to be interesting. I think everyone has mixed feelings about the season so far, but a lot of you are saying it's far better than last season. A lot of you are saying that it's far better than last season. It will be interesting. If you enjoy recaps like this, be sure to follow the channel if you haven't already, because sometimes when you don't follow, you miss out. And I know a lot of you are in the comments like, oh my God, I missed this live. Hit that notification bell. Join our texting community here. I always send text messages out before I go live. So join our texting community at TheKempire.com. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to TeamKempire.com. And for more information on all of my socials and things like that, head on over to TheKempire.com. All right. I just want to say thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. And of course, thank you to our moderators that allow us to have a fun conversation in our live chats. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section on YouTube. TikTok, if you're not following me on YouTube, Kempire Daily on YouTube. Follow my backup page on TikTok at Kempire Daily. And if you guys on YouTube aren't following me on TikTok, at TheKempire, and also follow the backup page there at Kempire Daily. That way, God forbid, I'm not able to post on TheKempire, you'll still be able to get content on Kempire Daily on all platforms. So follow me on Twitter as well, where you get live commentary during some of your favorite shows. I also will be going live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for our Married at First Sight Boston recap. I got 2 hours of a show to watch. So stay tuned for that, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I will see you guys later. Thank you all for being here. Let's play some music and get out of here. Have a great day, everyone.